So we are discussing about money at call and short notice. Call money is short-term loans repayable on demand with a maturity period of 1 to 15 days. Okay, so if the loan is taken for a period of 1 to 15, repayment has to be done between 1 to 15 days, then that is called call money. Money at call or short notice. The money that is lent for 1 day, if it is only 1 day, it is called call money. And if it exceeds 1 day, it is referred to notice money. Okay? So, if the money is borrowed for just 1 day, it is called call money. And if it exceeds more than 1 day, and it is usually the period ranges between 1 to 15. And if it is more than 1 day, it is called notice money. Okay. Now, the interest rate paid on this call money is known as call money rate. Definitely it is a loan. The bank is borrowing some money from other banks for their financial requirements. So they will have to pay interest. So that interest rate paid on call money is known as call money rate. And this, talking about this rate, it is highly flexible. It keeps on fluctuating. It changes from day to day. And sometimes even from hour to hour also. The rate, this particular hour won't be the same as the next particular hour. So it changes from hour to hour. Okay. So that is all about money at call and short notice. If suppose the banks, they are in need of money, sometimes they run short of money. There might be situations where the banks doesn't have sufficient money to meet various financial requirements. So what the banks do, they will approach other banks and they'll ask money. They'll borrow money from other banks. If it is just for 1 day requirement, it is called call money. And if it exceeds 1 day, it is called notice money. And always it is between the period 1 to 15 days. Maximum only for 15 days this amount is borrowed. Okay. And the interest payable, it is called call money rate. Okay, that's done. Now, you know the business model of bank. You know that very well, how the bank makes income, how the bank makes money. That is called the business model of a bank, how the bank is working. Okay, so the people will deposit in the bank, deposits, and using that deposits, the bank will lend to the people who are in need of money. The difference between the interest rate, that is their income, that is how they make their income, and the deposits, you know, that is the liability. The deposits that they receive, that is the liability of the bank, and whatever loans they have lent, that is the assets. This part is very clear to all of you now. Everybody is clear with this concept. That is the business model of bank. Now, let us understand another term, that is net demand and time liabilities. Okay, net demand and time liabilities. Understand this, then we'll move on to the next topic. NDTL, that is a short form. NDTL, net demand time liabilities. Okay, net demand time liabilities. So liabilities, you know, what are the liabilities? The deposits. Whatever deposits the bank receives, that is the liability of the bank. And we know that there are 4 types of deposits. Savings bank deposits, current deposit, fixed deposit, recurring deposits. Now, deposits which can be withdrawn based on customer demand. Whenever the customer is in need of money, they can withdraw it. Such deposits are called demand liabilities. On demand, which are they? Which are they? I told you we have savings bank account, current account, FD, fixed deposit, FD is there, and recurring deposit, RD is there. Okay. So, which are the account where we can withdraw money whenever you are in need on demand? Which are they? Fast.
Current account.
Current account. Then savings account. Savings account and current account. Whenever you are in need of money, you can withdraw it. That is on demand. You demand it, you get it. So they are called demand liabilities. And how about the time liabilities? Deposits which can be withdrawn only after a particular time period. So they are FD and RD. FD means fixed deposit and RD recurring deposits. So we are talking about the deposits. The deposits. Deposits means they are the liabilities. Which are the liabilities? So liabilities of a bank we are dividing into two: demand liabilities, time liabilities. Okay, see here. Demand liabilities, savings deposits, current deposits, and demand draft. Demand draft, I told you, it is a document asking the bank to make payment to a particular person on some other day. Anyway, understand this. Demand draft. Time liabilities. Fixed deposit, recurring deposit, and gold deposit. Sometimes we might deposit in gold. Okay, and that also only after a particular time period only we'll be able to get back that amount. Okay, so these are the examples of demand liabilities, time liabilities. Will you forget? No, demand liabilities, time liabilities, liabilities of a bank. Liabilities are the deposits. We have 4 types of deposit mainly: savings bank deposit, current deposit, FD, RD. Okay. Now coming to net demand and time liabilities. And also there is third category, okay, other demand and time liabilities. There is one more category called other demand and time liabilities. Other demand, other than this, what are the demand and time liabilities? That are interest accrued on bank deposit. Definitely when the people are depositing, making deposits in the bank, we know that for the deposits, the bank will have to pay interest. Yes. Okay. For whatever deposits the customers make in the bank, for that the bank will be is liable to pay them some rate of interest. So whatever interest that is accrued, whichever has to be paid. So that is also a liability. That is also something that has to be paid by the bank to the customer. Yes or no? So that is a deposit, liability. Other than the above mentioned, these are other demand and time liabilities, ODTL. And unpaid dividend. Dividend means it is the share of profit that has to be given to the investors. There might be people who have invested in bank. So whatever profits you get, a share of that should be given to the investors. You'll learn it. Understand, these are also what? This belongs to the category other demand and time liabilities. Okay, so we have liabilities, 3 categories: demand liabilities, time liabilities, other demand and time liabilities. Okay, next we want to know a concept called net demand and time liabilities. Okay. So first we discussed about NDTL, demand time liabilities and, sorry, just a second. Demand and time liabilities. First we discussed about demand and time liabilities, and there was another third category also, other demand and time liabilities. Now we are going to find out the net demand and time liabilities, the net amount. How do we calculate that? Okay, net demand and time liabilities. NDTL is equal to time liabilities. Which are the time liabilities? FD and RD, fixed deposit and recurring deposit, plus demand liabilities, savings bank account, current account, plus ODTL, other demand time liabilities, minus deposits in other banks. Sometimes the banks will deposit in other banks. Okay? One bank will make a deposit in another bank. So, you add up time liability, demand liability, and other demand time liability together. 1, 2, 3. Together minus deposits in other bank. That will give you net demand time liabilities. Net demand time liabilities. Okay? Concept is clear? So actually, in this portion, we are talking about the liabilities of a bank. Liabilities means they are the deposits, whatever the bank receives. Okay? Deposits, we are dividing into four kinds of deposits. And these four, we can categorize as demand liability, time liability. And there is also one more thing, other demand time liabilities. Okay? And sometimes the bank will make deposits in other banks. So you are going to find out NDTL, net demand and time liabilities. That is equal to demand liability, time liability plus other demand time liability minus if there is any deposits for the bank in other bank, deposits made by the banks in other banks. That will give you NDTL, net demand and time liability. Okay. Now let's understand CRR. Earlier I told you about that CRR. Okay. Scheduled commercial banks are required to maintain with RBI an average cash balance, the amount of which shall not be less than a specific percentage of NDTL. So the bank, whatever deposits they get, out of that, they find out their NDTL. The bank will find out their NDTL. This is the NDTL, net demand time liabilities. You understand the concept? Savings bank, current account, FD, RD, all these together along with other demand time liabilities minus any deposits in other banks. That is going to give you the NDTL. This NDTL, from this NDTL, a certain percentage, let's take it 4 by 100. The current CRR is 4 by 100. Okay? The current CRR means the cash reserve ratio. Out of this NDTL, 4% right now in 2021, the CRR rate is 4%. 4%. So, NDTL 4% should be kept with RBI. What is RBI? What is RBI?
Reserve Bank of India.
Very good. Central Bank of India. Okay. It is the central bank. It is a bank that controls all other banks. Okay. So, central bank, they should maintain certain percentage with the central bank. Okay. That is CRR. Actually, this is a tool. Yes?
Can you explain the CRR once more time?
CRR, yes, I'm coming to it. I'll tell you. See, actually the CRR, it is a tool used by RBI. Okay? It is a tool that is used by RBI to control inflation. You know what is inflation? The prices change, increase. Okay. See, you understood the concept of NDTL? Do you? NDTL you understood, no?
How the bank
No?
is getting liabilities. Yes, ma'am.
See, I am asking you, you understood NDTL?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Okay. See, out of this NDTL, the bank has found out its NDTL. Okay. And this CRR means it is cash reserve ratio. Reserve, you know reserve. You set aside a certain percentage of money as reserve, as a safety measure, as a security. Okay. See, suppose you get 1,000 rupees money. Okay. You are having 1,000 rupees money. You are not spending the entire 1,000 rupees. What you do is you will keep 300 rupees. 300 rupees you keep it aside. And you might spend 700 rupees you spent. And you keep aside 300 rupees just for as a safety measure. If any unexpected expense you will incur in future, that is called reserve. You set aside some money for some unseen, unexpected happenings in the future. So that is called a reserve. The meaning of reserve. Okay. So here the banks, first of all, they will find out NDTL. And it is the RBI who decides this 4% CRR. It is there are various measures which will decide the CRR rate. Currently, the CRR is 4%. Suppose the NDTL of a bank is 10 crore rupees. When calculated, NDTL, you got it as 10 crore. Out of this 10 crore, the bank should keep 4%. 4% with RBI. Okay. 4% with RBI. That is 4 crore has to be kept with RBI. If they have 10 rupees, that 10 rupees is not used by the bank. The bank will keep aside, clear, 4% of money with RBI. It is with RBI. So the bank will have only 6 crore with them. They had 10, 4 they kept with RBI, 4 is kept with RBI. Now they have only 6 crore. It is this 6 crore that is given to whom? The people as loan. Okay? This is the concept of CRR. Understand? Okay. So now the current CRR is 4%. In 2021, the CRR rate is 4%. Okay? Yes. Now, more about CRR. The aim, what is the aim of CRR? Why is the CRR maintained? To ensure that banks have enough cash to meet the payment needs of depositors. See, suppose there was 10 crore rupees, 4 is maintained by RBI, 6 is the amount they are giving as a loan to, the entire 6 crore rupees are given as loan. Okay? Now suppose one of the depositor is coming and asking, I want my money back. What will this bank do? From where to give? The 6 lakh rupees is given as loan. Nothing is there with the bank now. From where will the bank take and give to the depositor? How will the fund be arranged? You understand? Payment needs of the depositors. So they can take it from this reserve. If suppose, just imagine, you have this 10 crore rupees, full 10 crore rupees. This was a deposit, okay? Full deposits you gave it as loan. And one day one depositor is coming and asking you, I need my money back. So we don't have money to pay him. Entire 10 crore rupees is given as loan to someone else. So to meet such needs, a certain amount is kept aside. That is the CRR. You understand? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am, once more.
Yes?
Once more.
C. Just a second. Teach you the plus two topics also. Okay. Now, on this CRR, we are maintaining 4% with CRR. And there is no interest on CRR. Even if you are giving 4%, you are maintaining 4%, you won't get interest on that. Okay, that is the point CRR. And we have another ratio that is called SLR. Similar to CRR, there is another ratio that is called statutory liquidity ratio, similar to CRR. There is slight difference, I'll tell you that. CRR and SLR. SLR refers to statutory liquidity ratio. SLR is the amount of money kept by a bank as a fraction of their NDTL. Again, from NDTL itself, it is a NDTL. It is again a percentage of NDTL, and that is current ratio is 18%. SLR now it is 18%. Okay, so and this ratio it should be maintained within the bank itself. CRR I told you we maintain it with RBI, but statutory liquidity ratio, a portion of NDTL is maintained within the bank itself. Okay, it is maintained in the bank itself. That is the difference between CRR and SLR. CRR and SLR. Can I move the slide? SLR is the amount of money kept by bank as a fraction of their net demand and time liabilities, calculated as a percentage of NDTL as on every working day. This calculation is done every day. Okay, the percentage calculation is done every day. Unlike CRR, money kept in SLR will give the bank some interest. Upon SLR, you will get interest. But CRR, when it is maintained with RBI, they are not giving any interest on that. But for SLR, you get some rate of interest. And the rate of interest will be decided by the market forces. Market forces means the demand and supply. You'll learn it later. And current SLR is 18%. Same way. Okay. Now, let's see it again. Cash reserve ratio, it is also known as CRR, is a compulsory reserve. Compulsorily, they should maintain that with RBI. Okay. Every bank is required to maintain specific percentage of their NDTL as cash balance with RBI. They should maintain it as cash itself. It is the cash balance as cash itself. And CRR is the percentage of total deposits which a commercial bank has to keep as reserve in the form of cash with the bank. Again, same point. Okay. The banks are not allowed to use that money kept with RBI for economic and commercial purposes. They cannot use it for anything else. They are maintaining a cash balance with the RBI. They are not using it for any other economic and commercial purposes. It is a tool used by the Apex Bank, which is the RBI, to regulate the liquidity in the economy and control flow of money. It's okay, you'll understand later. Now just know what is this CRR and SLR. CRR means cash reserve ratio. It is a certain percentage of the NDTL which has to be maintained in the form of cash itself with RBI. That's it about CRR. Coming to SLR, the short form is statutory liquidity ratio, the short form is SLR, and also an obligatory reserve to be kept by the bank based on certain percentage of NDTL. And it is not compulsory that it should be maintained in the form of cash itself. It only need to be liquid assets. Now you know what are liquid assets. So it can take any form of liquid asset. It is not compulsory that it should be maintained as cash itself. But CRR, we maintain it in the cash form only with RBI. But SLR, it is okay if you make it in the form of liquid assets. Again, the bank hold more than the required SLR, and the purpose of maintaining SLR is to fulfill the demand of depositors when arises. So here SLR, we are maintaining it within the bank itself. Within the bank itself. So as I said earlier, when the depositors approach the bank in need of money, they can immediately satisfy their want. They can immediately give them back their deposit, as this reserve is maintained within the bank itself. It is kept with the bank itself. SLR. Okay. Now you can see some differences between CRR and SLR. CRR and SLR. So CRR is the percentage of money which a bank has to keep with RBI in the form of cash. At the same time, SLR is proportion of liquid assets. It is not compulsory that it should be in the form of cash. It can be in the form of any liquid assets, and it is maintained within the same bank itself. It is not with RBI, it is with the same bank. Actually, the CRR, it regulates the flow of money in the economy. Flow of money means, see, suppose it is a condition that the people are having more money. There is more money with them. Okay? People are having more money. Again, they approach bank, they take loan. Again, their money with public is increasing. So, the RBI, what they do is, they will increase the CRR rate. CRR, increase. Especially at the time of inflation. What is inflation? Can anyone tell me what is inflation?
Change in the rate.
Huh? Yes?
Change in the rate.
It is the rise in the value of money. You know the value of the price of petrol now. What was the price of petrol for 1 liter petrol? What was the amount 2 years back? And now what is the price? The same 1 liter petrol or the same quantity of petrol, you used to get it 2 years back for which amount, and what is the amount it is now? Okay? That increase in the value of money. Gold, you can check the price of gold. Years back, for one, what do you say? And anything, any products you can take, you can see the price change, the change in the value of money. Okay? So that is called inflation, rise in the price of products in the economy. That is inflation. So it is inflation, and still people are ready to spend more and more money. That means people are having more money with them. And when people have more money, they are ready to spend. What happens? Again, the price of the goods will increase. When you are ready to pay for it, the price of goods will keep on increasing. Okay, suppose, just take an example. 1 kg apple. Okay, just assume that it is 50 rupees. I have 50 rupees. So I pay 50 rupees. Paid. I got 1 kg. Again, what the apple did, the apple, I mean, the price of the apple increased to 55. I have 55 rupees. Again, I paid 55. I got apple. So what this goods do, I mean, the price of the products, they keep on increasing. Why? There is demand for it. People are ready to buy whatever the price of the good is. People are ready to purchase it. So that is, which is very bad for the economy. The prices are increasing. See, the prices are going on. Again, the apple price, it reaches 90 rupees, 1 kg, which was just 50 rupees, it reaches 90 rupees. Again, if I am having money, definitely I'll give the money and I'll get it. So, what happens? The demand increases, the price is increasing, which is very bad for the economy. And even if there is no sufficient money in the hands of public, what the public do? They will go to bank, they'll take loan. So in order to control this inflation, we know that now it is 4%. Okay, I told you it is 4%. So 4 crore out of this money, it is 100 crore. 100 crore, 4 crore, sorry. Certain sum of money is maintained with the RBI. Okay, there is 10 rupees. 4 rupees is maintained by RBI, and now bank is having only 6 rupees to lend. At the time of inflation, what the RBI do is, RBI will tell the bank to increase CRR. So the banks will increase CRR, and let's say it will make it 6%. So now what the bank will have to do, instead of this 4 rupees, the bank now have to maintain 6 rupees with them. Now the bank is having only 4. So the money to lend has reduced to 4. Now bank is having only 4 rupees to lend. When there is lesser amount with the bank to lend, automatically the bank will increase its interest. Interest for loan. Interest for loan will also increase. Because with this little money, they have to make more income. Now, will you take loan when the interest is so high? Will you approach the bank to take loan? Earlier, if suppose you got a loan for just 5%, now the bank says that I will give you loan. Now the percentage is 9 rupees interest. Will you take loan? No, you will have to pay 9% to the bank. So people will start not to take loan. Yes, so the spending is reduced in the economy. This is the way. See, this is too much, I know. It is not the stage to understand this. We'll learn it later on. We'll come to this topic. Anyway, this is what is happening in the economy. It is to control the inflation that the RBI have the CRR and SLR. Understand this, CRR is cash reserve ratio, SLR is statutory liquidity ratio. It is certain percentage of the NDTL that has to be maintained with the RBI as well as with the banks. That's enough. Okay, let's stop with this. We have accountancy. Is it time? Rahul, you are my leader. Okay, where were you?